A very good morning to my dear students. Hope that you are doing well and keeping safe at your home. Anyway, let us come back to our studies. In the last class, we were actually going with the exercise portions that are included in the previous chapter. Anyway, today we are moving on with the poem included in the same unit entitled as Milk for the Cat, written by Harold Monroe. This poem is actually a children's poem. The poem vividly and clearly speaking about how punctual and particular the cat is in getting her evening share of milk. Now let us go to the poem. Here I am going to read the entire poem. Please do listen. Milk for the Cat by Harold Monroe. When the tea is brought at 5 o'clock and all the neat curtains are drawn with care, the little black cat with bright green eyes is suddenly purring there. At first she pretends having nothing to do. She has come in merely to blink by the grate. But though tea may be late or the milk may be sour, she is never late. At presently, her agate eyes take a soft, large, milky haze, and her independent, casual glance becomes a stiff, hard gaze. Then she stamps her claws or lifts her ears, or twists her tail and begins to stir, till suddenly all her lithe body becomes one breathing, trembling purr. The children eat and wriggle and laugh. The two old ladies stroke their silk. But the cat is grown small and thin with desire, transformed to a creeping lust for milk. The white saucer, like some full moon, descends at last from the clouds of the table above. She sighs and dreams and thrills and glows, transfigured with love. She nuzzles over the shining rim, buries her chin in the creamy sea. Her tail hangs loose, each drowsy paw is doubled under each bending knee. A long, dim ecstasy holds her life. Her world is an infinite shapeless white, till her tongue has curled the last holy drop. Then she sinks back into the night, draws and dips her body to heap, her sleepy nerves in the great armchair, lies defeated and buried deep, 3 or 4 hours unconscious there. Now let us come back to the discussion of the poem in detail. Now please look at the first stanza. When the tea is brought at 5 o'clock and all the neat curtains are drawn with care, the little black cat with bright green eyes is suddenly purring there. What do you mean by purring? Purring is actually low murmuring sound of a cat. Okay, so you don't worry, all the meanings of all the unfamiliar words described or mentioned here will be given you at the end of this video. Okay, you can just refer the meaning of all those unfamiliar words at the end of this video. So now please listen. Purring means low murmuring sound of a cat. So now look at the first stanza. When the tea is brought at 5 o'clock and all the neat curtains are drawn with care, the little black cat with bright green eyes is suddenly purring there. So the first stanza says that every evening tea is served at 5 p.m. So it is actually almost like a usual habit. Every evening tea is served at 5 p.m. When all the curtains are carefully drawn, the cat punctually reveals her presence. So when the cat sees that all the curtains are carefully drawn, cat would definitely make its presence there. The cat punctually reveals her presence there. When you analyze the last two lines of the first stanza, we can find that the cat is punctual and keen as it is mentioned there. The cat always presents itself with its bright eyes and low murmuring sound whenever all the neat curtains are drawn. So this from the first stanza itself, we could easily find that the poem is all about a cat who isn't getting her evening share of milk. It is all about a cat who is punctual and particular in getting her evening share of milk. Okay, now let us move on to the next second stanza. Here I am going to read the second stanza. Listen. At first, she pretends having nothing to do. She has come in merely to blink by the grate. But though tea may be late or the milk may be sour, she is never late. Now let us have a look at the meaning of those unfamiliar words given here. First one, grate. Grate. The meaning of grate is given in the textbook itself, that a metal frame for holding the wood or coal in a fireplace. So it is actually a metal frame for holding the wood or coal in a fireplace. Then what do you mean by sour? Sour, you all know what sour is. Sour is actually a made rancid by, something made rancid by, or milk made rancid by fermentation. You have an idea about the process of fermentation. Okay, so now look at the second stanza. Here, at first, she pretends having nothing to do. She has come in merely to blink by the grate. But though tea may be late or the milk may be sour, she is never late. Here also, it is saying about the punctuality of the cat in getting its milk share, its evening milk share. Whatever situation it is, whether the tea may be late or the milk may be sour, whatever situation it is, the cat is always there on time. When it is evening, the cat will be there to get its evening share of milk. At first, she makes others believe that she has just arrived having nothing to do there. Okay, so at first she makes others believe that she has just arrived there having nothing to do. She just paid a casual visit. She pretends or she makes others believe that she just paid a casual visit or something like that. But actually her evening share of milk is in her mind. So in that way, she pretends that she has come for a casual visit there, but in spite of any hazard to the tea, she is always on time. Whether it may be late, whether the tea may be late or the milk may be sour, the cat is always there on time. She is never late. Okay, so this is all about the second stanza. Now we are moving on with the third stanza. Here I am going to read the third stanza. Please do listen. And presently her agate eyes take a soft, large, milky haze, and her independent, casual glance becomes a stiff, hard gaze. So what do you mean by agate eyes? The meaning is given here. Agate eyes means the eyes looked like the precious stones. If you look at the image of the cat in the textbook, you can simply see the shining eyes, almost like precious stones. So that is here referred as the agate eyes. Then we have milky haze. What do you mean by milky haze? Milky haze means the eyes looked unclear and difficult to see through. So the eyes looked unclear and difficult. That is here referred as milky haze. So we can, if you look at the image of the cat, we can see that the eyes of the cat looked unclear and difficult to see through. Okay, then we have casual glance. What do you mean by casual glance? A casual glance means a quick look, not wanting to show that the milk was important. So we have already seen that the cat used to arrive there, or the cat pretends, or the cat makes others believe that she has arrived there without any specific reason. So that is actually here mean by casual glance. Then gaze is also a way of looking at something. Now let us have a look at the, now let us have a detailed discussion on stanza number 3. And presently her agate eyes take a soft, large, milky haze, and her independent casual glance becomes a stiff, hard gaze. Here it is said that the cat's eyes are like two sparkling agates, and they take a casual glimpse around, and they slowly turn to a hard glance to the milk she desires. It all refers to the typical movements that a cat makes when she is near to a milk bowl. So in your home and in your house, you may have same situations, you may have same experiences. If you watch a cat which is going to have milk from a plate, you can just watch its movements. So those movements are mentioned in this paragraph. Yeah, her eyes are almost like two sparkling agates, two sparkling precious stones, and they take a casual glimpse around, looking around casually, and the look slowly turn to a hard glance to the milk she desires. Okay, it all refers to, so in that way we can simply say that this description is all about the typical movements that a cat makes when she is near to a milk bowl. Okay, now we can move on to the 4th stanza. Here I am going to read the 4th stanza. Please listen. Then she stamps her claws, or lifts her ears, or twists her tail and begins to stir, till suddenly all her lithe body becomes one breathing, trembling purr. Okay, now what are the difficult words here? Claw here means curved pointed nail, refers to the nail of the cat. Then stir means to mix, stirring means mixing something. Then lithe body, the meaning is given here in the text itself, a body that moves or bends easily in a way that is elegant. That means a calm body. Okay, so now let us have a discussion on the 4th stanza. Then she stamps her claws, or lifts her ears, or twists her tail and begins to stir, till suddenly all her lithe body becomes one breathing, trembling purr. So here it is said that, unable to trace the milk, the cat then draws everyone's attention by stamping her claws. By stamping her claws means by moving her claws. Claws means, as I said, the pointed curved nail. Stamping her claws, or raising her ears, stiffening her body, and letting out a shaking shaking sound, a sound that cat produces. So here it is said that in order to catch, or in order to draw the attention of everyone, the cat moves her claws, then lifts her ears, then stiffening her body and letting out a shaking sound. but the inhabitants of the room carry out with their usual activities. So the inhabitants of the that means the people who are living in the house are carried out with their usual activities. So when they are not listening to the cat is doing at its best to catch their attention in different ways. Okay, and for what purpose? Yeah, the only thing which is in the mind of the cat is, yeah, she needs her evening share of milk. So she does everything for getting her evening share of milk. Okay, now let us continue with the next stanza. Here I am going to read the next stanza. Please listen. The children eat and wriggle and laugh. The two old ladies stroke their silk. But the cat is grown small and thin with desire, transformed to a creeping lust for milk. So I have already mentioned that the inhabitants of the room, or the people who are living in the house, are carried out with their usual activities. They are not at all paying attention to the cat. So their activities are described here. The children, actually, they are eating and wriggling and laughing. Then the two old ladies fondly adjust their silk robes. Okay, so the ladies are also doing something. But the cat grows tense as it can't find the milk. So the inhabitants of the house, as usual, are moved by their usual routines, but the cat is always creeping at its strong desire for milk. Okay, the meaning of the word creeping lust is given in the textbook itself. Yeah, it means a strong desire for milk that was not easily noticed. Yeah, so it is clearly understood that when all the people in the house are engaged in their own works, their own actions, their own things, the cat is all the time is very much tensed as it can't find the milk. Okay, now we are moving on with the next stanza. Here I am going to read the next stanza. Please listen. The white saucer, like some full moon, descends at last from the clouds of the table above. She sighs and dreams and trills and glows, transfigured with love. So now let us have a detailed discussion on this stanza. The cat shrinks with unfulfilled desire until the white saucer of milk comes down to it. So whatever things are going there, the cat is not at all bothered about that. The only thing that the cat is always taken hold of is actually the saucer, the milk saucer. So that is what it is here said, that the white saucer, like some full moon, descends at last from the clouds of the table above. She sighs and dreams and thrills and glows, transfigured with love. So here a question remains. What actually made the cat transfigured with love? Definitely the answer is very simple. Yeah, the sight of the milk saucer. Okay, so that is what I said, that the cat is not at all bothering about anything other than the milk saucer. Okay, now listen. The cat shrinks with unfulfilled desire. Why her desire is unfulfilled? Yeah, her desire is fulfilled only when the saucer of milk comes down to it, like the moon that shines amidst the clouds. So here white saucer of milk that comes down is being compared to that of the moon that shines amidst the clouds. Okay, when the cat sees the milk that comes down, she swells up with joy and love for the milk. So the only thing that makes the cat very much happy is the sight of the milk saucer that comes down, and the sight of the milk saucer that comes down is compared here to that of a moon that shines amidst the clouds. Now let us move on to the next stanza. Here I am going to read the next stanza. Please listen. She nestles over the shining rim, buries her chin in the creamy sea. Her tail hangs loose. Each drowsy paw is doubled under each bending knee. So here some unfamiliar words are here. Look at those unfamiliar words given here. What do you mean by rim? R-I-M, rim. Yeah, rim means, the meaning is given here, the edge of the saucer. And what do you mean by nestles? Nestles means sits comfortably near the saucer. Then what do you mean by drowsy? Drowsy means, yeah, making you feel relaxed and tired. Then paw. What do you mean by paw? Paw means the foot of animal or mammal. Here it is meant that the foot of the cat mentioned here. So she nestles over the shining rim, buries her chin in the creamy sea. Her tail hangs loose. Each drowsy paw is doubled under each bending knee. So here it is said that when the milk comes down, she sits comfortably near the saucer over the edge. She buries her chin in the creamy sea. Creamy sea here means, or here referred as, the milk saucer. So now her tail hangs loose and her relaxed and tired foot under each bending knees. That means her body is now relaxes with pleasure. Yeah, that means now she gets the milk saucer. So now she is completely happy. So now her entire attention is on having the milk. So in that way she is now completely relaxed with pleasure. Okay, now we are moving with the next stanza. Here I am going to read the next stanza. Please listen. A long dim ecstasy holds her life. Her world is an infinite shapeless white, till her tongue has curled the last holy drop. Then she sinks back into the night. So what do you mean by ecstasy? The meaning of ecstasy is given here, a feeling or state of very great happiness. Then what do you mean by infinite? Infinite without end. Now let us come back to the discussion of this stanza. A long dim ecstasy holds her life. Now the cat is in a feeling or in a state of great happiness. What actually made the cat happy? Yeah, because she got what she actually wanted. Yeah, a long dim ecstasy holds her life. Her world is an infinite shapeless white, till her tongue has curled the last holy drop. Then she sinks back into the night. So here it is said that a feeling of great happiness holds her life. Her world then is only the world of milk, till she licks the last drop. Such a way she liked it. Her world then is only the world of milk till she licks the last drop. Then she moves, and after licking the last drop, after having the last drop, she moves back into the night. That means she moves back to take a rest. Okay, so now we are moving on to the last stanza. Here I am going to read the last stanza. Please listen. draws and dips her body to heap, her sleepy nerves in the great armchair, lies defeated and buried deep, 3 or 4 hours unconscious there. Here it is said that after having the milk, the cat refills the lingering taste. What do you mean by lingering taste? Lingering taste means a delicious taste that left on the lip immediately after, yeah, drinking or eating something very delicious. So if you closely watch cats, you can find that they used to linger the taste which has already left on their lip after drinking or eating something delicious. Okay, so in that way she refills the lingering taste and back to the cozy armchair in deep slumber for the next 3 to 4 hours. So in that way, after having been completed the milk, she comes back or she goes back to the cozy armchair in deep slumber and eventually goes for a 3 to 4 hour rest. Okay, so this is actually the poem is all about. Hope that you understood every points which we discussed right now. If you have any doubts, yeah, every doubts will be cleared in the interactive session. So please go through the poem once again and try to be familiar with the meaning and the content of the poem. Anyway, at the end of the video, I'm here with sharing the meaning of the unfamiliar words which are not given in the textbook. So you can write down all those meanings by looking at the video, and you can write down all those words together with the words given in the textbook into your notebook. Okay, so these are actually the meanings of those unfamiliar words given in your textbook. So you can write down the meaning of these words along with the words which are given in your textbook into your notebook. Okay, so purring means low murmuring sound of a cat, then sour made rancid by fermentation, then claw curved pointed nail, then stir means to mix, then wriggle to twist one's body to and from with short writhing motions. Okay, so this is all about the chapter. Anyway, after getting familiar with the poem, you have to go through all the questions given at the end of this poem and try to find out the answer of all those questions given at the end of the poem. Okay, anyway, the question answers will be shared after discussing the poem once again in the Zoom interaction. Okay, so before that, try to find out the answers by yourself. I hope that you understood everything which we discussed today. Anyway, thank you. Have a nice day.